Hello and welcome to the Our Metroidvania podcast. This is Cauldrath from the Our Metroidvania subreddit and Discord.
Hi, this is Master. I'm also from there.
Hi, I'm Atcero, and I'm the local Hollow Knight hater.
They're not.
Which may be appropriate later, but uh, it's trailer week again.
Ooh.
And we had the Summer Games Fest the day after we did our trailers last time. So there's a bunch of fairly big name games that got things in the last month
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
last 3 weeks.
So many things.
Also, a lot of frogs.
A lot of frogs.
If you watch the summer, not Metroidvanias, just in general, it just seemed to be the year of the frogs. It was weird.
Like a lot of frog-related games?
Yeah! It was just kind of weird. Not saying it's bad, just weird.
I like frogs.
Oh, I like frogs. There's a lot of frogs. Alright, so our first one today is Nemo, Little Nemo, and the Guardians of Slumberland.
Yeah, this one... Actually, the Kickstarter just ended for this. Or, wait. I think it ends today, but it just
Met its
got
goal.
funded. Yeah.
I can't believe Little Nemo is getting 2 games.
I think it's, gone in public domain or something like that, so...
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Still a little weird, but...
I remember playing the Little Nemo NES game by Capcom, which was actually pretty cool at the time. I don't know if it would hold up, though.
Oh, shit, that's cool. Oh, fuck, that's really cool. Pogo jump.
Clearly a Hollow Knight ripoff because it has a pogo jump, just like
It is
DuckTales.
funny that it's an actual pogo. I like that.
Bro, that's fucking DuckTales, don't do this.
That's what I just said!
I thought you said Hollow Knight.
I did say Hollow Knight, and I said it's a Hollow Knight clone just like DuckTales.
Oh, okay. Well, 1, screw you. 2, screw you. Oh, I should loop this. Oh, did he get eaten?
He's fine, he'll just wake up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, he threw out a bubble. Alright, well, first things first, we have a map. They gave us a map.
And thus we must consume this map.
Alright, map time. One
I
way
love map.
Toygate collectible collected. Interesting.
So...
Yeah,
it's kind of weird that it has those question marks there, does that go to a different... it says map of Slumberland.
So
and Slumberland is, the entire world.
you could go into the real world, though, so I wonder how much you can do in that one.
Well, I don't think you could walk from Slumberland into the real world.
No, it looks like when you die.
Yeah, or maybe you can go to the beds, and then you can wake up and go to the real world.
I'm guessing those question marks are in different areas.
Yeah.
That you haven't
probably
discovered
just
yet.
unexplored rooms, I assume. I'm kind of confused looking at this map. It's because different colored parts of the map usually means biomes, but these are quite small. I guess you're in the crossroads. And maybe the biomes all expand outwards more.
Though we don't know how big each room is, or each square yet. So it could be a lot bigger than what we think.
Yeah, I've seen maps with biomes this small.
Yeah. It's fine.
But yeah, I guess maybe the question marks are just a tool to, a helpful tool to let you know that there's more in that direction instead of just all the time you have this map and then you have to look at it for the little gaps, and this one's just hey, here's one of the gaps.
Yeah, Portrait of Ruin. That one room I missed, and 2 of us looked at it and didn't see it. Oh god, that still makes me mad. Because I do have 1000% in it now.
Oh, okay, so I can't make fun of you for that.
No, I found the room.
Anymore. I guess I just have Dark Demon to make fun of you for now.
I don't even feel bad about not beating him.
Honestly, that's a very reasonable stance.
He
Are there
sucks.
any other shots of the map? Maybe we can figure out how
Nope.
large each square is.
That was the only one.
Like, how,
Were there-
what is the zoom level that it starts at?
Yeah, does it have a mini? I guess it doesn't have a mini map on the regular screen, unless they like removed it for this. They marked the collectibles.
What happens before they open the map? We can
Let's
see
see.
the geometry of the surrounding room, and then we can determine approximately how large each room is.
It'd be cool if when you went to your room, it had the map on the wall.
So that's the shot before.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
so that bed is where you are on the map.
right, and we can't see the top or the bottom of that shaft, so one could say that perhaps the rectangular grid in the background, those could be screen sized.
No. Look. I would
Oh, yeah.
think you would be able to see the corner.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
not.
what I'm. Well, it could be in the middle between the two squares, and you can't quite see the top or the bottom.
Yeah.
Because in total it's 2 screens worth of size. So that is fairly sizable then.
Also, keep in mind that this is the Kickstarter trailer, so they still have quite a bit of development left to go, which probably will involve making a bigger map.
The map may also just not be completely accurate, which unfortunately happens with some games, but is expected when you're editing room sizes and such.
Right.
As you're making your map.
Was that a SNES I saw? Yeah, it is. Look at that bad boy. You got a SNES over there. Oh, got
Nice.
a piranha plant, a block, gumbo. Hi. His cat.
Either it's midnight or he needs to reset his clock.
Why not both? Oh, he's got the slime from Dragon Quest. Ghostbusters. Oh god, what else he got in his room? The standard 90s BS.
Oh, how many trailers do we have this week?
16.
Maniac Mansion! Yo!
Oh, the purple tentacle. Yeah.
Yeah!
That's cool.
I wonder if this is like, well, these are properties from a lot of different things, so
Well, they're references, so I think it's allowed?
I guess.
And his cat.
Like that's not the exact Ghostbusters logo. The slime, you could just say that's a drop with some arms.
Yep.
And a purple tentacle, like
Yeah.
that's
I don't think
not
LucasArts Games cares. And the piranha plant has fangs and doesn't have the same patterns. That isn't a true question block.
Mhm. Oh, I think to the left of that's Gumby.
Yep. Oh yeah, I said Gumbo, I meant Gumby. I didn't grow up in the 90s. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yep.
Seems fine.
Oh!
Glad that it made its Kickstarter.
Look at that tentacle. Oh
wonder
shit!
if maybe
really-
Yeah!
Yeah, I wonder if maybe they're gonna those things are gonna be bosses in the game. So you're
Yeah.
gonna fight Gumby, fight a piranha plant.
That would actually
That would
be
be
really
very
cool.
cute. I like that. Actually, fairly recently we did talk about how it would be interesting if a game with a warped reality somehow incorporated elements from the real world in the other reality. Was that when we were talking about the Straitjacket game? I think it was.
Oh yeah, Being and Becoming, was it?
Might have been something else. Either way, it is
The one where
interesting
they
what
have
they're
like
doing
a
with it.
diving helmet on, but they have a straight
Yeah.
jacket. Yeah.
Alright, ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Alright, so that was Little Nemo and the Guardians of Slumberland. And this one is Blood of Yamin. It's hard to tell how loud the trailer is gonna be.
I just can't make it consistent.
Ash
Gotta
is
keep you
like
on your
dust
toes.
with a history.
Huh.
A history history carried by those who remember what it was. For as long as they remain, in time, my future will turn to ash. It will not matter the places I have seen.
Kind of Prince of Persia-y, like original Prince of Persia.
Trials I have overcome.
Yeah.
But you definitely didn't have a wall jump and air dash.
No.
For the world I have tamed.
Looks like he's doing finger guns at people as he's running.
I would support a game that did finger guns.
My story will be forgotten.
Wow, that is some serious knockback on those attacks.
But I have to walk towards that future. As only ash lies behind me.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's not a lot of gameplay in this one, especially compared to just exposition.
Gameplay seems fine though. Looks good.
Yeah.
The art's decent.
Oh,
I did not pay
fuck.
much attention to exploration, actually.
Well, they did walk right a few, or left a few times, so I think we might be good. A little bit. There's hope.
Yeah, the levels didn't seem too flat. From what we saw. Do you want to just skip forward to like the gameplay?
Dust with the history.
Actually, can't I do section loop? No, I
I
can't.
think so. Oh.
History will not matter the places I have seen.
You'd have to section it for that. So yeah, there's a bunch of like areas that you could go up and down, left,
Trials
right.
I have overcome.
Looks like that's a town. Seems like the humans and the monsters have a pretty different art style, though. I don't know if that's intentional or not to like draw attention to the
Let me
difference.
see.
Like the people seem a lot more sprite art-ish, and then the monsters seem like more grayscale, and they like almost looked like they were 3D renders.
Hmm.
World I have tamed. The trials I have overcome.
We'll get a better shot of the monster, I think, in a second.
For the world I have tamed.
Yeah, I mean, there are platforms. That's a good sign.
Not 3D rendered, but I think it's not parallaxing.
Yeah, like
I don't
I know what
I
you
guess
mean,
they
though.
look. Yeah,
don't think they look that different to me. I mean, the enemy does look very different because it's, you know, made out of rock or something, or
That movement on that
monster
one, yeah,
that
was a
all-
lot different, though, than the humans in the back. If you look at his, like, little spike.
yeah.
He does, they do move differently, but
Story will be
that kind of makes sense.
It does. I do like I like when games use small differences in
to walk
art style or animation to accentuate certain enemies.
as only ash
Mhm.
lies behind me.
You know, whether intentional or not, I mean, it looks fine.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, all in all, it looks pretty good, but yeah, it's not enough to go by at this point in some regards. Obviously on its MV-ness and how it feels for gaming. Next one. Oh,
Sure.
no, you got stuff.
I was gonna
that
say
a-
like it does seem like it has abilities, but I don't know if they're like ability upgrades or not. So like the air dash and wall jump, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ash is but dust.
That's all I had.
With a history.
Okay. Any closing thoughts, Master?
The history carried
Not really. I was just thinking, is this a Kickstarter? But it does not seem to be.
It says teaser trailer.
In
Nope,
time,
Steam.
my
Which is
future
interesting.
will turn to ash.
Powered by the essence of a dead god. Industrial Revolution? Interesting.
The places I
Spoiler.
That's literally in there. You know what? No, take your spoilers and shush. Oh, I forgot to do this. 1 second.
The trials I have overcome.
There we go. Okay. Next one. So that was Blood of Yamin. Or Yamin. This one is Euphinian? No. Euphin... Oh,
Euphionia.
Euphionia? Maybe? That's hard. I don't like that. It's
Maybe
a
they'll
word.
pronounce it in the trailer.
Well, at least it'll be easily searchable,
Yeah, no
probably,
shit.
unless it's something that actually exists.
Pretty magic.
Yeah, this is apparently a unique word.
Too bad. Google will probably recommend several other words that
Yeah,
could
it's
be
like, did you
searching
mean
for instead.
Euphoria? It's like, no, I meant this
Euphonia.
weird...
There we go.
Euphonia is a. This is Euphionia, but Euphonia is a type of bird.
Oh, what? What kind of bird?
They look very pretty. They're in the finch family.
Why do you know this? Or are you Googling it?
I googled it.
Okay. I was gonna say, if you knew that offhand, are you a secret bird watcher?
I want to be one.
That is fair.
I like birds.
No, birds are
they're-
awesome. I wasn't judging, I was just wondering if I discovered something about you that I didn't think you would
No.
know.
In editing, we need to put in an image of a yellow-throated Euphonia.
If I remember.
Beautiful. Yellow-bellied and blue.
Put it in the group chat so that I don't forget.
Okay, anyways, let's talk
This
about
game,
the
yeah.
game. The
We
game.
even have a
So,
map.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
When we saw the map, it seemed very horizontal.
Yeah, so
And linear.
it has like those gems that you pick up, which are generally not used in Metroidvanias and are used in linear platformers. So that's kind of a indicator that's might not be a Metroidvania.
Oh, pause it! No! I was eating ramen! No!
How dare you?
Sorry, I have to have my dinner. There we go. That looks very linear.
Yeah.
That it does. Though, it depends on. This could be some sort of incomplete map. It's strange that they're just in the middle of the map and they can see everything to the left and the right. Unless. So if it were some sort of linear-ish platformer game that just has a map like this, then you probably wouldn't be in the middle of the fully explored map. If it was a Metroidvania and you had to backtrack through this entire horizontal map, that would be strange, I think.
Maybe it's a crust-like and you have to restart the level each time, and you've got branching paths, like an actual, much more like Demon's Crest, specifically.
Okay, okay.
It said it has a demo. Someone
What's a
needs to try it.
Retroidvania?
I
I
have
don't think
no
I've heard
idea.
this one yet.
I would assume that's just a retro Metroidvania.
Why wouldn't you just...
Because there's newer ones.
Nah.
Like, would you consider Bloodstained to be a retro game?
No.
But it's still a Metroidvania.
Yes, but it's not a Retroidvania. I feel like Retroidvanias are just Metroid-likes, honestly.
Like NES Metroid-likes.
Yeah.
Thing is, I'm not sure if people would associate Metroid-like specifically with. the original Metroid.
If it's retro? Well, I know the GameCube era is technically retro at this point, but most of the time when you say retro, you think NES or SNES. Not usually past that, depending on how old you are. Like, our age group, I wouldn't say usually does, I guess. But yeah. Yeah, the
I wonder
demo's
what
out.
the icons on that map actually were. Maybe you can warp between save points along the horizontal path and go back for collectibles. Does it have a demo?
Huh. Also, yes, that is a very pretty. Got the little finch beak.
The full soundtrack is uploaded. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Alright, next one.
Sure thing.
Sure.
So that's Euphionia. Yeah. Next one is 9 Years of Shadows. Holy shit, I haven't heard about this game in over a year.
Yeah, they had a quick starter before, and they just released a trailer now. And so we haven't had a trailer for them since we started doing trailers, so
Yeah.
throw it in.
If I believe, some of the art is done by Junkie Tsukabe.
Sure.
He does a lot of Castlevania art, and it's beautiful. He's also doing Seal of the Eclipse art. God, this game looks good.
Yeah, it does seem very Castlevania inspired.
Oh, and I love
This looks
it.
this looks so much better than their Kickstarter trailer.
And it's had a lot of polish, I can tell.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Oh,
the Kickstarter trailer, I was not impressed at all, and this actually looks really good.
Oh, I thought that was a
Well,
flying
the-
fetus.
Combat against a single enemy and the animations look good.
And there's like
Ah!
branching
Oh,
paths.
axe armor!
Well,
Oh shit, that's sick looking.
I mean, so far it just looks like better Castlevania.
Oh.
What? Oh, that was Valor. Oh, that was Metroid!
Gaia armor is from
Ooh.
Mega Man X6.
No, I mean what it was doing though with the tubes.
Yeah.
Tubes
Wait.
can be fun, though they can also be poorly done.
These armors are reminding me of Demon's Crest though.
Oh yeah.
Mitsurugi, hold on! Hold the goddamn
Yamane.
minutes! Oh, she's
You-
back! Look at her! I don't know who Nirihoko Hibino is, though. What does he do? What has he done?
He apparently does saxophones.
Yes!
Yeah, but she doesn't
okay.
do lyres. She does harpsichords and pianos.
Hmm.
Oh, look at her! Ah!
So this is just better, saxier Castlevania, is what you're telling me.
When I first saw it 2-ish years ago? 1 or 2 years ago? Yeah, I instantly thought Castlevania, because, I mean, Junkie works on Castlevania fan art all the time. He has a very similar style to Ayami Kojima. And I'm like, ah yes, this looks great. I can't wait. And it just fucking got better.
I feel like it's disrespectful to just say that this game is better Castlevania.
No,
But
it's
you're
not.
the one that keeps saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, now
Whoa,
I'm
quarter
considering
four!
the error in my
Ooh.
ways.
Wait, I'm gonna look up that other composer. Also,
This game does look good.
they have Mitsuru Yamane, so it could be better Castlevania, honestly. Easily. Where's... Naruhiko Hibino. I'm gonna just pull this over to the side.
So we can say that it looks good, but I think we can withhold a review until we've actually played.
Oh
the game.
no, man, it's got Mitsuru Yamane. Oh
I'm-
yeah, look at saxophonist. You're right. He is a lord of saxophones. He's worked on Metal Gear Solid and Ninja Blade. Bayonetta, it looks like. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yakuza. Ninja Blade. No More Heroes. He's worked on a fuck ton of things. But I'm guessing, I can't believe they got 2 Konami composers. Ah. And look at that pixel art! God! I shouldn't be hyped for this as much as I am, but now I am.
I'm very interested in seeing how they utilize the tubes, because that's kind of that's a specific movement mechanic that can only interact with something that has to be in the environment.
Yeah.
Sort of. So if there's tubes everywhere, you could have some very interesting, maybe interesting platforming. It also might just feel like you're skipping the rooms entirely, just going through tubes to take you to the other side of the room.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's a later game movement upgrade. So it just lets you like quickly traverse through the levels once you've already cleared them.
I'm so hyped for this.
Well, the bear's attacks look like they're pretty similar to the way Ori 1 works, where it's just like this thing floating around and then just like shoots towards whatever. But I guess because you have other attacks that you can use in conjunction with it, it's not going to be the same combat as Ori 1.
You know, and I know this is gonna be a good game because she's using the best weapon, a halberd. Like, you got the axe, you got the heavy weapon. It's gonna be good.
Does he actually use anything but the halberd anywhere?
I don't think so.
Actually, I don't remember what she uses with the other armors. I think
It's still the halberd. It's just
Yeah.
her armor gets an upgrade, which reminded me of Demon's Crest.
Right. So it's not going to be Castlevania in that you have like all that weapon variety as well.
I mean, classic Vanias don't. Technically, Symphony of the Night didn't either. You had a sword, and that's all you had was a sword.
I wonder how they'll implement RPG mechanics.
I
into
love
this
that.
game.
I love that. That's. Look at that. You turn into a fucking mermaid with the armor. That's sick as fuck.
So looking at the UI, there's the blue bar and then the 3 red bars, or 3 red dots. I'm kind of wondering if maybe that means that you have 3 health and then the other one's MP.
Yeah.
But they never show you getting hit.
Yeah. And there does seem to be a theme of Greek mythology with all the armors. God. I drew Yamani. Ah, yes! Yes!
The fact that you have only 3 health orbs, and it looks like throughout the entire game, like all these different areas. Oh, it looks like the bear attack uses up the blue bar.
Yeah, I think it might be magic in general.
Yeah.
Look
and
at
then
that boy.
in that one last scene, it showed having the 1 red orb out of 3, and then the blue bar was full, and then they emptied it using the bear. So that means that it's not they're not linked together, most likely.
Yeah.
So it's probably you have 3 health and then you have a mana bar. It is a little concerning that they would only have 3 health, which means that you probably get hit 3 times and you're dead. It is possible. Yeah, like Legend of Zelda, where you can have like a quarter health or quarter heart.
Like Shantae!
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
It
have to see.
seems like it may be more, maybe focused, less RPG mechanic driven type of game.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, that might also just be stuff that they declined to show in the trailer, but
Yeah.
Like the enemies don't drop anything. You don't see like an XP bar in the UI. The fact that your bars seem to be all the same in every single one of these scenes.
it could also just be that they slapped on a generic HUD for all of the gameplay that they recorded for the trailer.
Could be. Although it looks like they put a bit of work and it's like halberd themed, so that's probably specifically made for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sure, I mean, maybe they didn't, it's not updated, doesn't update with their health or anything. Or they're not even, maybe they don't even have health in these snippets of gameplay.
Well, there is one scene where they have only one red orb out of the 3.
I think we've seen what there is to see of this game though.
Yeah.
Good, would like to see more.
Oh yeah. So this was 9 Years of Shadow. Next one is The Last Case of Benedict Fox, which, in my opinion, didn't look like a Metroidvania.
Well,
I watched it live!
So did I.
Hey!
I think I went to Steam or somewhere and it said Metroidvania, so...
It
Oh
looked-
yeah, I
don't
think
like
we
it
were
'cause
talking
it's
about how it's
3D.
probably like more like Portrait of Ruin,
Yeah.
because like you go into the memories of dead people, and that would most likely work the same way as portraits, because generally you're not going to be connecting the areas that you would go to between two
Mhm.
different dead people. But I guess it's still possible. Like maybe where like the people have shared memories, then they would have shared areas, and thus you would be able to go between them.
That would be interesting. Yeah, we don't see too much of the actual structure of this game, do we? There's no HUD or map or anything.
No. But you have a gun! Oh shit. You go fucking Tokyo Ghoul on their asses.
I don't know what that means.
Huh?
I don't know what that means.
The 4 tentacles from the back, like Ken Kanagi from Tokyo Ghoul.
I did not know Tokyo Ghoul had tentacles.
They're ghouls. They all have, like, tentacles.
Ghouls
That's
have
not
tentacles?
that's not a general ghoul property across.
It's definitely not a
It's only
normal
for
thing.
Tokyo Ghoul do they have this property.
Maybe like the Darkness video game would be another example.
Yeah. This is... Oh yeah, that's skewed again. There you go.
It does seem like it has a lot of chase sequences, at least in the trailer. I don't know
Yeah.
if that's just like how they're portraying it, like those are the exciting parts,
Maybe.
or if it's like a lot like Ori that way.
I mean, the way they frame the trailer, several of these sequences look more like something you'd see out of, I don't know, Limbo or Little Nightmares than Metroidvania. But that,
How many horror Metroidvanias do we really have, though, is the real
Right.
question. We
Are we
have,
counting
like,
Metroid
none.
and Castlevania as being
I
horror?
count neither of those as horror, actually. Gosh. I know a lot of people think Super Metroid or Fusion does have horror elements, and I agree, but I don't consider them horror games. Same with Castlevania. Castlevania went into campy with the first game.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you define a horror game?
Horror. Enough horror elements where you don't... You have a
I'd say-
feeling of apprehension at every turn of what bad might happen.
I'd say a game that's trying to scare you or make you feel scared.
I would say even on...
I just think there are certainly action games that still get away with a horror atmosphere, and I'm not sure if you'd call them horror games or not.
Like there's
Resident
more
Evil.
tropes, and then there's horror as in like trying to create an emotion. Like Castlevania, I would consider a gothic horror game, but not a horror game because it uses gothic horror tropes.
I mean, with fusion between its SAX encounters, the music, and some of the enemies you see, you could certainly call it a horror game because it is effective in creating a horrific atmosphere, I guess.
Yeah, like the Metroid series
Oh,
is
an
heavily
action.
inspired by Aliens, which is a horror series. But
I guess-
at least in the later games, it starts to like focus more on those tropes than on actually trying to make you scared.
Yeah. I guess my question would be, if a game is action first, can you still call it a horror game primarily? Or
I think you could. Like, action is more like what you do, and horror is what you feel.
yeah.
Yeah, they can coincide. Like, I would say Resident Evil 8 or 7, with all of its horror elements, is a horror game, but also an action game.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's not often that a genre is defined entirely by the specific emotion that it makes someone feel. Though you can make the argument that certain genres are based off of certain emotion, it's not the same thing as horror being the, emotion of fear or apprehension. And then that's a genre title that's widely accepted.
I mean, Professor Q had as one of his example definitions of Metroidvania being a game that gives you a feeling of a sense of exploration, which would put it in the same type of genre as horror rather than the same type of genre as like action or platformer.
Makes sense. Are you ready to move on to the next game?
Yep.
We're talking more about Metroidvanias than about this game now.
Yeah, I mean, this game looks fine. I'd like to
It
see
looks
more
good.
of it.
Yeah.
Not sure how Metroidvania will be, but
Yeah.
it may have abilities and
I
maybe
like
a
the art
portrait of
style,
Ruin
too.
Life.
Reminds me of an old point-and-click game, to a degree.
Which point and click game?
Kind of Monkey Island,
Island?
actually.
Yeah.
Benedict,
Just the hair.
Is that just the protagonist?
the protag, yeah, honestly. Alright, so this is the last case of Benedict Fox. Next one is The Last Faith.
Yeah, this is another game similar to 9 Years of Shadow where it already had a Kickstarter, but they just came out with a new trailer, and we hadn't done a trailer for them yet.
Ooh, lightning sword. The lightning brand up in this bitch.
Yeah, so this game seems like it's like Blasphemous to Dark Souls is this game to Bloodborne.
Ah, yes, the Dark
That-
Souls of Metroidvania.
That makes sense.
Seems to have
Sexy
a very,
pixel art.
yeah, very big emphasis on executions, like Blasphemous. Switches that bring down ladders, that's very Blasphemous. An elevator looks almost exactly the same as Blasphemous.
Honestly,
by
I'm
the
not the
same
biggest.
people?
I don't think so.
I'm not the biggest fan of games that rely on finisher moves.
Yeah,
It
like
you
that
got
one
a
takes so long.
You got a
Right.
fucking axe!
takes a long time,
Yeah,
so
this-
it could interrupt gameplay.
Yeah, this one definitely has a lot cooler and better variety of weapons than Blasphemous.
Also, heavy Castlevania influences, which I'm down for.
Instead of focusing on finishers, why don't games just focus on death animations? Just have a different death animation for each type of weapon you can use.
Oh, I was
You
gonna
can
say
still-
Castlevania focuses a lot on death animations,
Right.
but
You
you
can
don't
still
like
do-
Castlevania.
No, you can still do lots and lots of unique animations if you've spent all your money on animators, but it doesn't necessarily take away from the gameplay.
Well, it's a question of, like, the character seems less involved if it's just the death animation. Like, it doesn't feel like you're doing the thing as much. Whereas if you're doing those executions, then it feels more involved. And I think
Okay.
that's the appeal to some people.
I mean, it's fine. I don't have like a big problem with it. I just see how there could be problems, if that makes sense.
It's a matter of taste. Like, yeah, I would rather not have the executions because it takes away the control from the player. But for some people, it's just like this is what they want.
Sure. I mean, you can just have it so, okay, the last enemy in this encounter, you will always do a finisher on. Then it doesn't affect gameplay besides slowing you down for a few seconds.
Yeah, and maybe have an option to turn it off.
Yeah.
Although,
so-
like like a lot of times, those the time it takes. Like usually, it's iframes when you do an execution, so it would affect the gameplay. But if it's just the last enemy, that wouldn't be the case.
yeah. So, I mean, combat seems fine. It's
Yeah.
kind of blasphemous-y,
Yeah.
I guess.
It seems
Different
like an
type of weapon.
evolution of Blasphemous.
Yeah. Seems good. The trailer is mostly showing off the gameplay. We didn't see much in terms of exploration. And there seemed to be some, I believe when they jumped through a window later in the trailer, that looked like a one-way fall.
Ah.
So maybe it could have linear segments.
There it
Though, I
is.
mean, I also thought that Blasphemous was going to be a linear platformer back before that came out, and it did have an interconnected map.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the game kitchen for Blasphemous, and this is PlayStack and Kumi Souls games.
Let's see. So I saw an invincible dodge roll. And I don't remember seeing a parry though.
I don't
Blasphemous
see it.
Blasphemous was very heavily focused on parries. You had an invincible dash, but the like iframes on it were extremely tight. So you generally used the parry instead. So I guess that is a differentiator here as well.
Not to get sidetracked, but I am not sure what the best way to handle quote-unquote Souls-like combat in a 2D game is. Because parries and invincible dodge rolls both can have their problems in this sort of game, platformer.
Well, there's some people that really like them, so I don't I don't understand it, but
Right. When you
So
get
if
into
I-
the, you can get into the question of should there be enemy collision. You know, do you need to do a roll to move through the enemy, or is the roll only for dodging attacks?
So Death's Gambit didn't have contact damage, and you could also walk through the enemies without rolling through them. And there were some problems with some bosses where they'd you could stand directly on top of them, and they try to do attacks, and they just miss you because they were like lunging attacks, and so they would move move forward, so that you were behind them when the attacks actually would became active.
Yeah. There's ways to remedy that too. I mean, it can just have the hitbox extend behind and hit the player during a wind-up animation or something lame like that.
Yeah, that is pretty lame. It's probably better to have it have active frames before it starts the lunge.
That makes sense as well. Didn't Unworthy... I think Unworthy did some annoying lunge hits. Or where an enemy would attack the opposite direction and they'd hit you.
Yeah, I don't like it much when enemies hit behind them.
Yeah, I think there's certainly many different ways to approach this sort of combat. And just changing a couple of those attributes, like being able to walk through enemies, when enemies have attack animations. There's certainly some variety and some experimentation these games can do in order to make it feel better. I don't think it always needs to have these problems.
Yeah.
Those look like sea pickles.
Sea
Next
pickles?
one!
What?
The candles, they look kind of like sea pickles.
You mean
Okay.
sea cucumbers?
Oh, yeah. I mean, same thing.
No.
You have to pickle it before it's a pickle.
Okay, what's the difference then?
One's pickled.
No.
It's like there's a different thing called
Yeah, it's called a sea pickle.
Anyway.
Yeah, Minecraft sea pickles. I was right. How dare you?
Yeah, from Minecraft.
Yeah.
So
pickles.
some made up thing. Yeah, okay.
They looked like the Minecraft sea pickles. Alright,
Next
So
game?
this was the
Okay.
last fate. The next one is called Cookie Cutter.
They do look like the Minecraft sea pickles.
Yes.
So referring to those and not the actual sea cucumber, I would agree with you.
So this is a game that they've been posting on the Metroidvania Facebook group for a while, but I think this is the first actual trailer that they put out.
The smartest and most talented engineer ever born into this rotten planet.
Definitely has a unique art style.
Yeah.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Reminds me of Generator Rex with the attacks and stuff, like the mech hands and shit.
It's also weird that the character seems like both sexualized in some ways and then not sexualized in others.
Like a thick ass.
Yeah. And like constant panty shots, but then she's not like classically attractive.
Hmm.
I'm very confused.
I'm not sure if I agree with everything. So this is interesting. There's even perhaps some body horror elements.
Mhm.
They do say something, so.
My name is Cherry. I was built to entertain my creator.
See, so does it have combo based?
Smartest and most
Yeah, it seems pretty
talented
combo based.
engineer ever born into this
Hmm.
rotten planet.
So she said, my name is Sherry and I was built to entertain my creator, the most talented engineer born into this rotten planet. Interesting. Honestly, the art style reminds me of Ed, Edd and Eddy. That's what it was reminding me of.
I mean, there looks good. It's stylish. Some of the animations are very fluid looking.
Yeah. It definitely
uh,
knows what it's going for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like there's a lot of personality in the animations as well.
Absolutely. We're mostly just seeing combat.
Mhm.
Couldn't really tell much
Yeah.
about this Metroidvania in this.
Okay, we're actually halfway through pretty much. Alright.
That's good.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, but it's hard to tell if it's an MV
I
and
was built to entertain my
everything
There
like
are
that.
some branching paths in some of the rooms that it shows.
Yeah.
Wonder what kind of gating it will have,
talented engineer ever born into this rotten
if
planet.
any.
I don't know, it seems like the type of game that would give you more weapons or something like that. Oh yeah, Mecha Fist and then the Chainsaw Blade.
Yeah.
So maybe a lot of things where you like use your new weapons to get through doors. So the kind of weapon key thing.
The art is kind of reminiscent of maybe like older comic books.
Hmm.
I
There's
can see
something there.
that.
Kind of reminds me of Ray Gun Gadabout.
I still think it looks like Ed,
Certain
Edd
way.
and Eddy.
I haven't watched that, so.
It's because you're old.
I also didn't have Nickelodeon.
Cherry.
That was Cartoon Network.
Entertain
Oh, I don't know. Whatever.
Completely wrong, man. Jeez.
Hey, I haven't watched it. Why would I know which one this was?
Alright, so that's Cookie Cutter. Next one is Kokoro's Genso. Oh, Jesus.
Just give it a-
Kokoro's Gensokyo Journey. The Lost Masks. English trailer.
I think
got
this one
fan
might have
weapons.
been like Toyo-based game. Like, actually, I think this one might have been previously released in Japan a long time ago, and they're just now porting it to the US
Hmm.
or translating it.
Interesting.
So you unlock a double jump, so it must be a Metroidvania.
Of course.
Surely.
Ooh, Naginata.
Finding stat upgrades.
Is this a Toho thing?
Yeah,
Oh, that'll do it.
that's what I said.
Did you?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't even hear that. I just saw that. I saw, is it Rami or whatever? I'm like, oh, that's a Toho character.
They have a precision walk mode. Yeah.
For the bullet hell, yeah.
And it shows the hitbox and also lets you move more slowly to dodge things. I mean, that's a good way to do bullet hell in a platformer, I
Oh,
think.
it's a Lily.
Yeah.
Oh. Yep. Interesting.
I think I haven't played much Toho. Is like Gensokyo just the name of the area where it takes place?
I think it
Because
might
there's
be.
a lot. Yeah, there's a few games that are called like Gensokyo something or another.
Gensokyo? Yeah, I think it is. I don't know. I don't play Toho. I listen to some of the songs and I call it good. Because Zune is a fucking madman for how many games he's made.
The only one I played is Luna Nights.
I think
I've
that
never
was
played.
not even done by Zune. That was just given to someone else to do. Yeah,
Oh.
Ladybug or whatever.
Yeah, it's Ladybug, but apparently it's public domain. They just like released it to the public, so anyone can make them.
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so the game has a melee and projectile attack.
Yep.
Which makes me wonder, is it... I wasn't paying much attention to the HUD. Is it doing a Hollow Knight sort of system? Or is it recharging over... Or no, it's recharging over time. Because they found a spirit recharge upgrade.
Well, that could mean that it's recharging, like just upgrades however it recharges.
It could.
It doesn't necessarily mean by time, though that usually is how it works. Although you can,
You can see it recharging in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, combat seems fine. I mean, it seems well done for a platformer that's also a bullet hell.
Yeah.
yeah, it looks like there's no collision damage on the bosses, at least when you're doing that spin attack thing, which means that you can actually melee them in this game. It's a little hard to do melee attacks on bullet hells,
Yeah.
especially with that's a really short range attack, like melee attack, the ground fan one.
Yeah,
Well,
Land
Hitbox
of
does at least
Illusions.
extend beyond the visual animation of it a bit.
Yeah, Gensokyo is the Land of Illusions, is a fictional land that the entire Toho series takes place in. Its culture vaguely resembles that of feudal Japan.
I see. We only really see the mini-map. It does seem to have some interconnectedness.
Or, well, it at least has some branching, like side rooms.
Could be fun. Seems like if one were to be a Toho fan, this would be of interest to them.
Yeah, it's apparently been out and like was popular enough now that it got ported, so that's a good sign.
Ooh, though they did just upscale some sprites.
Yeah.
Just noticed that.
I'm not even finding this character on the wiki.
And then some of the backgrounds seem to just be drawn in like MS Paint, and then others are, and they don't look like pixel art, and then others do. But it's fine.
Yeah.
Ready to move on?
Yep.
Sure.
So this was a Kokoro Gensokyo Journey. And the next one is City of Murals trailer. Oh, what?
Well, this one was listed as being a Metroidvania in the description.
Oh, giant enemy spider.
Bow, bow. Ba-da-ba-da-bow.
Thank you, Master. I'm glad someone else got it.
So I'm noticing that the lower left there's a timer that's ticking down. So that's usually not something that happens in a Metroidvania. But it also has like a FPS counter, and I don't know if that's like a distance to a waypoint or something like that. Right, like between those two.
Yeah, interesting.
It has flying, it has grapple hooking, it has dashing.
Looks
Yeah.
very based on 3D movement.
Yeah, that's...
Oh,
I do think this looks interesting for several reasons.
you do have a
It has
spaceship
some very...
though. Or a
Yeah,
space
it has
level.
some very large environments, which I think is something that makes 3D platformers feel a lot more interesting.
Guys, it's obviously Crest-like. You got a hub.
Oh yeah, you can fly to different planets. You do shoot in that though, so.
Yeah. Interesting. Kinda hard to go off if it's an MB or not. But it
Yeah.
does look interesting.
It
I
does
just-
have lots of movement tech, different types of it, at
Yeah.
least. And we saw a glider at the end there too.
Oh, I'm gonna skip that part.
So,
Yeah,
I
that
totally
opening is
agree.
really weird.
Yeah. Also, this looks like the Lorax. Just had to get that out there. Yeah, next trailer then?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure thing.
Alright, so that was City of Murals. This one's called Infinitevania. Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
I'm
Yeah,
scared.
I'm not sure why it's called Infinitevania. Because I was looking at the Steam page and it's like, this has 4 areas. And like, how is it infinite if it has a like specific number of areas?
Oh, I just googled City of Murals. It claims to be a roguelite.
Hmm.
Roguevania also is in the tags, which... Dare I
this
hope?
isn't in English.
Oh yeah. That shouldn't matter, right?
No, that's fine. Just something I noticed.
Yeah. The spikes don't really look like they match the rest of the game. They look like they're from Blasphemous, and then the rest of the game's way more cartoony.
Oh, nice.
I'm not... Yeah, I'm not... I'm not sure how to feel about the art.
I'm fine with the art, it's just some of the animations with his run cycle would need to be... Because it feels like he's running way too slow for what his spray looks like it's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, the protagonist kind of doesn't look like they fit. But not a big deal. So far it's just been some Castlevania combat and some platforming.
Yeah.
This area looks kind of annoying with the flashing platforms, because if you fall, you're gonna fall a long ways. But it's something that's like, this is pretty easy, so you're probably not going to fall. But then if you do it, it's gonna be really, really annoying.
There's also just a lot of platforms to go down, and the screen is fairly zoomed in.
Yeah. That wall did not seem to be marked at all, so that means you're just gonna have to hit every single wall.
No,
It might
did,
have
I
been.
think.
Not sure if he'd hit it before that or not.
Yeah, no, it's got cracks, so hopefully he didn't hit it. Yeah, it's got cracks.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
So why is it called Infinitevania?
I don't know.
Is it infinite?
Well, he does have the infinite sign by his health.
Mhm.
Is it a
But the health is
roguelite?
not in. It says that it has 4 levels. It does not have the roguelike tag.
And the
I
player
don't
just
know.
respawns at a checkpoint, so...
They have infinite lives. There you go.
There you go.
I have,
He looks
nothing
like he was
really.
isekai'd in, honestly.
Maybe that's why he doesn't match the rest of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Honestly, that is what I'm thinking.
That would actually be interesting if you like intentionally made your main character look like they didn't fit the world because they were isekai'd.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's hard to say based on what they've shown so far.
Hmm. Next one.
Yep.
Sure.
So this was Infinitevania. The next one is tissue paper. Oh, this one! Wait, is this the one I think it is? Yeah, it is. No, it is not.
Are you thinking of like Perfect Pencil, maybe?
Was that also at the trailer?
We
For
had a
Xbox?
trailer for that a long time. Oh no.
It was one that they showed off at the Xbox.
That's a strange animation.
Yeah.
It's kind of clunky.
Yeah, they don't do
Alright.
the walking animation right away.
The
I guess
problem...
you're inside of a body? It said something about like maintaining homeostasis.
Surely
This-
that's unintentional, and they just messed up, like, the
Yeah.
animation cycle.
I like how you can do a fucking hellfire repeatedly at someone, though.
The screen's also incredibly zoomed in,
Yeah.
and the player takes up so much space.
Mhm.
Aesthetics are cute.
Yeah, I do love the aesthetic. But it does sadly look pretty clinky at the moment.
Mhm. Digestion Diner. Seems kind of redundant, except that it's probably inside of stomach. That guy
Well, that
just
looks
looked
like
like
the
he was just
lungs.
creeping on her. Oh yeah, those are like areolas.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm also concerned about differentiating the background from the foreground from the interactable
Yeah.
layer.
That's a dendrite. And you're throwing viruses! Holy shit!
You were the baddie all along.
I just love how much you can just spam stuff.
It's silly looking, but it's kind of fun just seeing giant projectiles spray out of your character.
Yeah. It looks good, but yeah, it does look clunky and it needs a little bit of polish. And something, hopefully, to distinguish, yeah, the foreground from the background.
Yeah, definitely. They just show the Unity screen there, like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ready to move on?
Sure.
That was tissue
Yeah.
paper. The next one is Satyr.
Yeah, it looked a little hard to differentiate the front foreground from the background there with those spikes.
Wait, who was that? You talked to Artemis. Maria. Huh.
Rhea. I'm trying to. I don't remember any Rheas.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar, but I don't remember what it was.
Well, there's Rhea.
And satyrs are generally Greek mythology.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's only pulling up Rhea from the Cronus's wife. Oh no! Go back! There you go. Yeah, I like the aesthetic. It's really cute. Adorable.
Yeah, there just doesn't seem to be too much gameplay to pull much from here.
Yeah. Looks like they use a lot of watercolors, though.
I like that you can see like the stuff peeking out of the bag. I'm guessing that's the monster parts that you're picking up when you kill them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is cute. I like that. I like when inventory is displayed in a visual way.
Mhm.
So it
Oh,
has new
boobs.
powers. Is the character moving to
If
the
it
right the
doesn't have
entire
nipples,
time?
it doesn't count, right?
Yeah. What was that, Master?
Character's almost always moving to the right. There did seem to be a few areas where there was a branching path though.
Yeah.
I wonder how much plot gating it has. At least it seems like talking to important characters is part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, gameplay
Oh, they were-
seems fine.
They were moving left when they killed that mushroom, and they're facing left when they're talking to that woman.
Okay, wait, I just noticed something. That looks like an Animal Crossing face. I am not sorry.
Oh, the goddess's face?
Yeah. Do with that
I guess.
information what you will.
Don't know anything about Animal Crossing.
Villager? Just not even the face from Smash Bros?
Oh, I do
Yeah.
know what you mean. I get it.
Yeah.
And Isabella's from Animal Crossing as well.
Yeah, but she doesn't have the face like the humans do.
Yeah, it's the creepy face.
I think they can be cute, depending on the face you pick. Like the nose and eyes.
Creepy. Stare into your soul.
That's what eyes do in general. But yeah, move on.
Sure.
Alright, this was Satyr. Next one is Peaky Circus. A whole circus.
Villagers look like demons masquerading as children
Oh
and
my
playing
god, you're
innocent
fine.
after killing my
Oh,
family
gross.
members.
Hey, oh, are you stretching out your cock? You want pets?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, there's a lot of things where there's like moving traps in long linear areas, so I'm not sure how Metroidvania is gonna be. Seems like a lot of like boss fights too. So it's like trap section and boss fights are what they show in the trailer, and just walking right in environments.
Oh,
Ash
lots
keeps
of gleam
clawing
from this
at
was
me.
there.
Terrible. Never done that. He's really grabbing my arm with his paw to bring.
The funhouse
That's-
mirrors were cute.
Yeah. I wonder if they're like there's more to it where you can go in the mirrors and it's like Portrait of Ruin where you can like they're different levels. Or maybe
Yeah,
it's
I
like a central like in The Messenger where you have like a central place where you go to when you do fast travel and then there's teleporters to different areas.
Maybe it does, to me, just look like a linear platformer though.
Yeah.
I'm distracted by Cat. I'm sorry. He
Be some interesting boss fights to be had though.
Yeah. It does not appear to have a dodge roll, so I can support that.
Yeah. Oh, that's coming soon to Kickstarter, so that's not even a Kickstarter trailer yet. But a please fund me trailer. So yeah, I assume.
Please eventually fund me.
Right. And because
Prepare
of
to
that,
fund.
it's understandable to not be showing off lots of exploration, I suppose. Though, again, what is shown is entirely linear.
I was gonna pay you more with my foot, you little shit. Okay.
I like that the bat just fired a laser. You would not expect the bat to fire a laser at you.
Nope.
Probably get hit the first time you fight a bat.
It does seem to have a bit of startup, so you could react to that.
It does, but you see its eyes light up and you think, okay, it's getting ready to swoop at me, not it's going to fire a hit scan laser. My direction.
What's the difference in how you would dodge that?
Well, one is you can see the animation coming, so you know to move out of the way.
Right, but if they did a dive attack towards you versus shooting a laser at you.
Dive attack, you would jump over them, or attempt to. If you tried to jump over the laser, you would, thinking it was a dive attack, you'd land on the bat.
If you jump too far forward. If you just jump straight up, you would be fine.
Yeah, but most people, if you're gonna jump over something that's coming at you, you want to clear it, so you could try to jump over it, not just jump up.
Yeah.
So you would jump up, and then once you saw that it was shooting a laser, you would stop jumping forward, and you'd press away to not land on it.
Some of these other
Get
attacks
good,
from these don't seem very readable either. Like the vomiting on that suddenly covers the entire floor in a frame or two didn't seem well telegraphed.
It could be that the hitbox doesn't form until it's like fully out there.
Yeah, and they did give it time to fade in. It's enough time to react to it, but it might be unexpected.
Ready?
For the next one?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
That was Peaky Circus. This one is Fountains. This looks more like a Zelda-like.
Well, it's top down, but
You can just immediately say it looks like Zelda.
Yeah, I can.
Come on. The hip thing to do is compare it to Hyper Light Drifter.
No, I don't like Hyperlight.
I compared it to Unsighted. Like the way the
Fine, sorry.
dash is, and
It looks
the
like
attack-
Star Tropics.
What? That does not look like Star Tropics. I do like that you can like change your look with different gear, though.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that as well.
Nice, you got fishing.
Like that cathedral looks almost exactly like the cathedral in Unsighted.
I like the bush person. I like it when people hide in bushes.
Okay, no, sorry. This is top-down Elden Ring. Or Dark Souls.
Oh my gosh.
Did you just not see them hit the invisible wall?
I just saw it now because there's a stream delay.
Oh, that sucks. June 13th. Oh, it's out.
Oh.
Alright,
yeah, the
time to
stream
play
looks
demo
good.
quick.
Demo
Yep.
on June 13th.
I do wonder about the Metroidvania-ness, of course, as one does, but I mean, it seems reasonably polished already from
Oh yeah, it looks good.
the gameplay, and only a demo is out.
Regardless, it looks like a good game, MV or not.
It's pretty.
Actually, I think this
Well,
one is on
Okay,
Kickstarter.
searchable.
Yeah, so this one's actually active on Kickstarter right now.
Well, let's take a little look-see, shall we?
14 days to go. 4,000 of
They'll probably meet
5,800.
it. RPGs. Oh, finding new items.
Movement items which let you access new areas.
How does the fishing rod let you access new areas?
I don't know.
I don't know, maybe you need fish to do things.
Maybe you go fishing and then the fish hooks you and drags you under the water and there's a new biome there.
Maybe. Or you can like jump and then you can throw fish and it'll move you back.
You can ride the fish.
Yep.
Switch port.
18 Canadian buckos, you get the standard edition.
I think I actually already backed this.
Wow, what a
Oh.
nerd. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. It's a pretty small goal compared to some of these other Kickstarters we've seen.
Yeah.
That makes me think that they're like pretty close to done and they're just like
Doing the home
effectively
stretch.
effectively using this as pre-orders.
Yeah. Next one.
Sure
Sure.
thing.
Right, so that was fountains. Next one is Xolotl. Yeah,
Xolotl.
Xolotl. Like from Minecraft.
Oh my gosh.
You got the Zelda 2
Funny.
down too. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the Kirby underwater sword. Aztec lands. Nice. That's not something usually explored in any game.
Yeah, the movement of this seems pretty smooth.
Yeah.
Ancient gods.
Something about the movement and the animations reminds me of the mushroom game.
Bone fungus.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Oh, it already released. This game is out as of 2 days ago.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
I think they released the trailer at like the same time the game came out.
Hi, Ash. Hi. Wanna come here?
Has a demo as well.
hmm
Alright, next one.
Yep.
We
We
barely
have a
said
little.
anything about it. Looks okay, but
Oh.
I'm concerned about the level design. There's just a lot of floating platforms everywhere.
Yeah, that's fair.
Seems kind of amateurish. But, in the gameplay seems okay, I suppose. Depends on what they do with the map, I think.
Yep.
It doesn't look terrible, and there's a demo, so you know it's fine.
Yeah.
Are we
Yep.
ready for the woolly mammoth in the room?
Oh, God. Hey, Silksong, woo.
What's that?
Oh, we're
Something
about to see
I'm
the
probably
trailer
gonna
for it.
avoid, actually. I'm probably gonna avoid the Discord when this releases. For a week.
I'm tempted to just not watch any of the trailers. But
Well,
then,
avert your eyes.
I mean, we kind of have to. It's fine.
Ash, stop it.
But it does seem like there's a lot of architecture that's the same as Hollow Nest.
Oh,
Even though
God.
this is supposed to be a different region.
We don't need to get into the
Hmm.
lore dissection of the trailer.
Why not?
Yeah,
I
Yeah, I
should
mean,
turn
I
off
don't.
closed captions.
Music. There is music playing.
I mean, I'm not sure what we can really say about this because
Yay, Silksong, woo. That's
anyone
all
who's
I got.
watching this stream or video has probably also seen this because it's Silksong, you know.
But we still have 10 minutes to talk about it.
This is true.
You guys have 10 minutes to talk about it. I'm whatever on Hollow Knight. I could take it or leave it.
I mean, the art looks good as always. The gameplay looks better than the original Hollow Knight. There's a
How
lot
so?
of, well,
Looks
you
more
have
fluid.
the diagonal attacks that thrust you over the enemy. You have the throwing out your uh, needle to grab onto things. You have the dashing through enemies as an attack, though you could also say that's functionally the same thing as the upgraded dash in Hollow Knight. Seems like there's just many moves that you can do and they all affect your movement and damage enemies in some way.
Something to be said for the simplicity of the controls in Hollow Knight.
There is.
And this does seem like a more complicated game.
You could also, I mean, if you replace the spells in Hollow Knight with like directional attacks or some sort of special attack, is it really that different? I mean, just visually, the trailer, you see a lot of the character bouncing around and doing different attacks, but that could also, one could argue that it's like a reskin spell from Hollow Knight, where your up ability does perhaps the swinging the needle around you move. Down attack could do the drill move that we just saw. There's also this equipment being used as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure how exactly that works. Like whether it's kind of like the Estus Flask thing in Inner Lilies, where you like have a certain number of charges, or if like I don't see them refilling ever. Maybe there's like a pickup, like in Mega Man, where you get more special weapon ammo.
Maybe. I mean, it seems like you have a reasonable amount of ammo for them. Like the bar only went down by 5 or 10% when they threw out a long-lasting projectile that hit an enemy multiple times. So they could be going for some sort of gameplay loop where you either refill at save stations or you just have to return to town and buy more equipment. Like they could be consumables.
That sounds kind of annoying to have to go back
Well,
to town.
I mean, if they're not necessary and they're, they can be a geode or whatever is currency sync as well as maybe allowing boss cheese. Be interesting to see how they implement. I think that this will be a divisive mechanic in the game, though.
I'm kind of wondering what the different meters are. Like it looks like that bar in the lower left of the UI is kind of like the magic meter, where doing the regular melee attacks, not the dashing ones, refills it. And then it's used up for the thing where you like hover in the air and swing the silk all around you, which would be like the equivalent of a spell, like you were saying earlier. But then like the stuff behind the like mask, the life bar, sometimes lights up. And I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, it's interesting. Maybe one is your magic meter and one is your the amount of silk that you have, and it lets you do. We should maybe watch the meter along with some of these attacks more carefully. Maybe it just lets you do some of the longer ranged attacks or some of the dashes.
Yeah. And the meter changes like depending on like. I'm guessing you get to like equip different meters for that.
I mean, it seems like the only time I've seen that meter change is it's either full or it's empty.
I've seen
The
it
one on the top
become
left.
full, but I don't think I've seen it empty. Like I don't think I've seen it like go from full to empty.
Hmm.
Play it day one with Game Pass.
I'm sure somebody's
Period.
already like done the analysis on this with all the other trailers, which like I saw the first reveal trailer and this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it does seem like it's a lot more focused on mobility. That can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on like. Yeah, like you're a lot more acrobatic, but that's going to increase the complexity of the things that you can do, which will increase the complexity of the like combat, which can be good, and like some people may not like that because, like, yeah, Hollow Knight was fairly simplistic in like the controls.
The game may be very hard.
Yeah.
Which
Or maybe it's just very hard to like play optimally.
maybe. Yeah, I mean, generally, when I mean, of course, when you're doing a trailer, you're showing off all the different moves you can do. But it seems like when attacking enemies, you're jumping over them, dashing through them a lot more than you would be in Hollow Knight. In Hollow Knight, it's generally get up in the enemy's face and slash them a bunch while moving into them to offset the knockback. And then you parry or you dash to get away from their attacks.
Yeah.
Like, you're not, I mean, of course you can also pogo off of enemies in that game as well. Either way, they at least want you to feel more acrobatic in this game.
Right. And I'm glad that they decided not to just play it safe. Like, if they would just wanted more Hollow Knight, then they could have just made more Hollow Knight.
Yeah. They could have just stuck with their Hornet as a playable character DLC, but they did not.
And if they made Hornet like a playable character, we probably would have wound up with a very similar character to the original Knight.
Julius mode.
Yeah.
Oh man, like they just start you off with all the upgrades and your Hornet, and you're just like, yeah, I just basically go to the end of the game and I'm fine. What I did not like about those modes.
So you have to fight for the fate of a haunted land. Maybe instead of fighting the orange, you're fighting the spooky white.
Void?
Maybe everyone's just possessed by ghosts.
Maybe. So yeah, are there any orange enemies in this?
One of the enemies had like orange looking armor. But you know, the thing, like Hollow Knight enemies, most enemies recognizably have the infection. I don't really see anything unifying the enemies in this game.
They're all bugs.
Oh yeah, like against that last boss that it showed, I'm pretty sure that the other thing there is an ally that's fighting with you. And I've actually noticed that I like a lot of boss fights where it includes somebody that fights with you. Like Soldiers had one like that, and I thought that was the best boss fight in the game.
Honestly,
freaking
it's really
Elden Ring.
underutilized.
Radon
Well,
boss fight. Jeez.
Oh yeah,
Um,
More like me letting everyone else do all the work for me.
Yeah.
A lot of-
So I feel like it's better when soldiers had a thing where like they would be like there's certain attacks that the NPC could
Wait.
block that you didn't have any way to block. So like there's certain roles that the NPC had to fill versus roles you had to fill, whereas the Radon fight is just like
Yeah.
you summon everyone and then you can fight the boss if you want to, but you don't have to at all.
Yeah.
I agree.
Did you guys
Uh,
not find any
I-
part where it empties, or did you see this part? Where she used her special and then it empties.
I didn't see one where it emptied.
Right
I
here.
think I
Oh, okay.
saw
So
that.
It's her specials.
We're not really sure what she's doing there because it
Yeah.
kind of cuts away.
She's doing her the attack
Like-
she does when it goes all around her in the
So-
like when
so
it's
there's
in her boss fight.
there's another point where she does that move, where there's like two projectiles flying across the screen, and then she goes like between them and then uses it. So I wonder if like that one also has her lose that meter.
Friendly AI is incredibly underutilized in, well, I mean, pretty much any genre, honestly, where you're a playable character. Maybe people think it's too much work to code like decent AI that will fight you.
It can feel unfair if you're dependent on that and the AI messes up, and so it's like, well, there's nothing I could have actually done.
Yeah, I mean, in a game like Hollow Knight, you have your friendly AI doing things in certain patterns along with the enemy AI. I mean, think about the Mantis fight and how that's different. You know, you have multiple entities, but they're doing moves like at the same.
You mean
Like,
the Mantis Lord or the Traitor Lord?
I mean the Mantis Lords. You can consider fighting several at once to be fighting a single boss because the moves that they do together can be considered singular moves, and there's not like randomness with when they decide to attack.
Yeah. So if you have
They're coordinated.
So you could have coordinated things with a friendly AI as well.
Right, and I don't think that would be terribly. I mean, I feel like that'd be an easy way to implement something that works well.
Yeah. Yeah, like the soldiers fight that I was referring to, like there would be things where like the enemy would like rain stuff from above, and then the guy would like go to a certain spot and like hold his shield up, and you'd have to stand underneath him.
Oh, reminds me of
That-
Shovel Knight with Shield Knight.
Sure, I mean,
Have neither of you actually beaten Shovel Knight?
I have.
I played it so
I mean-
long ago that I don't remember any of the characters.
So in the final boss fight, when you're fighting with Shield Knight, you have to do coordinated moves just to be able to beat the final boss.
I mean, I think all it is during certain attacks or no, there's.
Yeah.
I
There's
don't
some
quite
coordinated
remember how it
stuff.
plays out.
I think she shields you and she throws you up with her shield. And I think she attacks on her own as well a little bit. It's been a while myself, but I'm pretty sure she does that.
Yeah, definitely something I want to see more of in Metroidvanias.
Yeah.
Though also, it's just a lot of games just don't want friendly AI at any point. It seems.
There's a lot of ways to do it wrong.
Yeah. I mean, if you're just exploring and you have like a friendly AI walking around doing stuff with you, that could be difficult to do properly. Or to do in a way that makes it feel like it isn't just a character following you around. Just like mimicking your jumps. But not actually helping. You also have to worry about will players try to cheese the game and let friendly AI do everything?
Yes. I absolutely will do that if given the chance.
Right. So
Oh,
you
yeah,
have
you
to
don't
make sure they don't allow that. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, one can make the argument that it's fine to let players do what they want, but I also think players will cheese the fun out of their game at every opportunity. So
No.
those kinds of things are important.
There's different ways
to
of
prevent.
having fun, though. Like, sometimes making it easy is more fun for me than having it be super difficult. And sometimes letting the friendly AI cheese the fuck out of something is a hell of a lot more entertaining than me doing it myself.
Friendly AI doesn't necessarily have to do any attacks.
That's true.
They can just support you.
Yeah. Or maybe like at certain cinematic points that does an attack.
Yeah. I guess my point is, making it easier or harder for you yourself doesn't always necessarily mean fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything else?
Silksong when.
And apparently
Within a year.
Yeah, within a year.
Yeah. Next Nintendo Direct. This
No,
is
no,
my
no,
final
no, no!
prediction.
You said you were gonna stop!
What?
There was
He
no...
said
That was
he
part of the
said he was
prediction.
going. Yeah, he said he made a prediction, and then within a minute he like went back on it and said that it would be either
Okay.
that one or the next one.
That
No,
was my plan all along. Look, I wasn't. I think it's fair. I had this
No, I
discussion
don't think
with
it
Cauldrath.
is.
No, it's because the thing that was on Wednesday or Tuesday
partner
was a
direct.
partner, right?
Which
And
this
that's
would
not
be
like
considered,
an
I would
actual.
think.
I'm not sure they consider a partner because a partner could be a specific list of publishers, or it could mean like anything. So I decided,
Or you
well,
could just stop
could
putting
be
out
at the
clown
partner
making.
thing, or it could be at the next regular direct. I'm just gonna say both in my prediction because if there's a direct in like a week,
Master, how
it still
dry's your
falls
face?
under the original speculation
How-
of something happening around the time of the Xbox.
How dry's your face from all that clown makeup you put on every day?
God, I've already put the clown makeup in the closet. I'm gonna give it away.
So he has all the tears to moisten the face, so it kind of offsets the clown makeup.
Yeah, but then you have to put on more makeup because your tears just made it run. It's an endless cycle. Wait, was that a grasshopper or a cicada or some shit? Oh, it
Yeah,
looks
I
like a
think-
caterpillar almost.
I think we're about done for today.
No, we passed time. It is 10 minutes after.
Yeah, it's fine. It was for Silksong. It was important.
No, it wasn't.
We were discussing how good how to do NPCs and boss fights.
Yeah, but I'm about to pass out. This is my bedtime.
Hey.
Alright, thank you everyone for coming. Have a nice night.